Life is just practice tests. We're told from the age of 5 that everything is a warm-up. The spelling bee is practice for the SAT. The SAT is practice for college. And college is practice for the real world. But a funny thing happens when you get to that real world. You realize that you spent too much time perfecting the art of the simulation, that the reality feels completely wrong. This is the practice test paradox. It's the universal feeling of being perpetually in training for a life that never seems that it ever started. Why we feel more comfortable preparing for life than actually living it. And what happens when the test never actually ends. The modern life today is optimized for the pregame. We have the career practice where the internship leads to the fellowship, which leads to the full-time role. We have social practice, where we curate the vibe of our digital identity before we even walk out the door. We even have health practices, where we track our sleep data just so we can be rested enough to work out the next day. We are obsessed with this type of improvement. We want to infinitely close to the perfect version of ourselves without ever having to actually step on stage and perform. The insight here is very simple. The practice test is the safe route. On the practice test, a mistake was just a piece of data. In real life, a mistake is a consequence. No wonder we prefer the test. There's a term called provisional living. It's the belief that your real life hasn't started yet, that you're just stuck in the waiting room. You tell yourself that once you get this certification, or once you lose that 10 pounds, or once you have a certain amount in the bank, then you'll start being the person that you're supposed to be. But here's the truth. There's no proctor coming into the room to tell you that the practice session's over. The practice was the Tuesday you spent worrying about next month. The simulation was the relationship you treated as a stepping stone. We've become a society of A students with nowhere to go. We are incredibly good at the logistics of living. We have the best productivity apps, the best routines, and the most optimized resumes. But when you treat life like a series of practice tests, you develop a diagnostic brain. You look at a sunset and think about how to capture it. You look at a hobby and think about how to monetize it. We've forgotten how to be unoptimized. Well, if life is just a practice test, then the only way to fail is to never stop practicing. The real world isn't a destination you reach once you study enough. It's the messy, unproctored, ungraded moment in the moment you're in right now. The ink is permanent. There are no retakes. And honestly, that's the only point that makes the answers worth writing down. So stop prepping and start performing. Turn over the paper. Thank you.